What's up, everybody? Jesse Lee here, and we're going to be learning that beat that you just heard, that Bernard Purdie beat, the Purdie Shuffle, also known as the Jeff Pocaro Rosanna beat. So, yeah, really cool beat. I'm excited to teach it to you. Before we go into it, I want to mention a couple things. I'm going to leave a PDF down below in case you want to be able to read along with this. It really helps for this beat. The other thing I wanted to mention is don't forget to subscribe to my channel because why wouldn't you, right? Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the Bernard Purdie Rosanna Shuffle beat. Okay, so here we are at the drum set. And for this lesson, you're going to need a couple things. Firstly, you're going to need some form of caffeine. I actually recommend coffee, but black tea, which is what I have here, that will work if you don't have any coffee available. So, but yes, sugar-free Red Bull is also a favorite. The other thing you need is your hands, obviously, because as a drummer, without your hands, you can't drink the caffeine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. So for this beat, I want to break it down into a few things. The first thing we're going to talk about is sort of the macro beat, and then we're going to get into intricacies a little bit later. Now, as far as the macro beat is concerned, there's sort of two different variations. Now, if you listen to the Rosanna beat, that is in, I would call it a macro 4. Because if you think Rosanna, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, can you hear the 4 in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, what ends up happening though, sometimes when you watch Bernard Purdie play, he actually plays it in a macro 3. So, that looks and sounds like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, does that kind of make sense? I hope you can hear the difference between that 3 and 4. Well, I'm going to start by explaining the 4, because the 3, quite frankly, if you get the 4, the 3 is actually pretty easy. So what is that sort of, what's the macro thing we need to discuss? Well, the thing we want to talk about, the macro beat is, it's based on, basically quarter notes on the hi-hat, and then a backbeat on the snare, and then a cool bass drum pattern. So if we're going to take all those little intricacies out, just first memorize this one pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just get comfortable with that. And for those of you who are beginners, I'll go through that again right now, very slowly. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now that we have that, just focus on that. Get that to groove really hard, because that's the basis for what everything else is going to be built off of, okay? So, once you have that memorized, be able to get it fairly fast without having to think about it, right? So you want to be able to get it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of variation on my bass drum, but we're going to go through this and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay, everybody, so far we talked about the macro part of the beat. Now we're going to start talking about the intricacies and the ghost notes and all those little nuances that make the beat really special. Now, I'm not going to lie, it gets a little bit complex here, and I was having a really hard time trying to figure out what the best way to actually teach this all to you was. And the best way I could come up with is actually just writing out the beat myself and giving that to you for free. So That's what I did. I actually went and transcribed the beat. I wrote it down. So I have a PDF for free available for you. I put that link in the description along with the rest of this video. So the complete lesson is on my website. So just click on the link down below. It'll take you over to the blog post where I have this. And then what you're going to do is there's a button that says download the PDF and lesson. So just click on that and it'll take you to this full lesson and you'll get the actual music written out and it'll make things way simpler for you. Like I said, I was trying to figure out the best way to do this and I think that's just going to be the easiest way. So with that, I'm super excited to teach you the rest of this lesson and I'll see you all over there to complete the lesson on the Bernard Purdie Shuffle.